When the list of tender have been submitted, you will be notified through the email, or you can log into the system and you can go to the project. There's a to-do list as well. Okay, you can just click at the shortcut at the to-do list, or you can just open that project, and then you can go to tendering, list of tender, and then you open this tender. Yeah, you can see the calling tender. Okay, for certain party, they cannot view recommendation of tender and list of tender, especially for the third party consultant. Okay, so for the third party consultant, you only can view this calling tender. Okay, so at this calling tender, you can set the tender calling date, tender closing date. If you have a technical evaluation, so you can set the technical closing date. Okay, and you can set allow contractor to propose their own completion period, or disable the tender rates submission. Disable tender rate submission, that means you are not allow the tenderer to submit their commercial. Okay, yeah, okay, if you untick, that means they are allowed to submit. Okay, and then you can select the verifier. Let's say this form is prepared by the staff, and then they need a higher management to approve, so they can select the higher management. Okay, so scroll down, and then you can see a few button here. First of all, the acknowledgement letter. You can set the acknowledgement letter. This acknowledgement letter actually is will come out once the tenderer completely submit their tender. Okay, you can edit this template. Okay, you can just type anything here, and then if you want to enable it, you just need to tick this one, enable acknowledgement letter. Okay, but this is optional. Yeah, it might not necessary. If you enable it, that means every time the contractor submitted the tender, it will automatically pop up this letter, okay, for them to print out and then chop and sign. But this is optional. And the other one, tender invitation. Okay, yeah, the for the sometimes you write a letter to invite your tenderer to participate in the tender, so you can use this platform to write a letter also. Okay, you can type anything here. You are invited to participate this tender, and then you can write anything. You can preview as well. Okay, you can preview. So the letter will look like this. Okay, the project, the date of tender calling, date of closing tender. Okay, and then here is your message. Okay, you can type as much as your message here, and then you can just click send if you want. If you just click send here, the system will automatically send to all the tenderer. Okay, all the individual tenderer. So the actually individual, they only can see the individual tenderer email only. They cannot see the rest. Okay, they cannot see how many tenderer they are participating. Okay, so this is a tender invitation, and also we have the tender interview. Tender interview is for certain cases. Sometimes on half of the tender, or when tender closing, you want to set some tender interview to those tenderer. You can just click here. You can set a meeting. Let's say at the bill space office, date, and then the time. Okay, start meeting. This is a date and time. Okay, let's say I set 9 o'clock. Okay, this 9 o'clock actually is a meeting with your internal staff. Okay, because once you submit this, and then this project have the GCD or BU and the consultant. So these three party, this is a meeting time for this three party discussion time. And then the following only you can set the time for the all this tenderer. Let's say this tenderer is 9:30. This tender is 10 o'clock. Okay, and then this tender is 10:30, and then this tender is 11 o'clock. This one 11. Okay, this one is 11:30. Okay, and then this one 12. Okay, so you can set the time, and then you can preview. Also, you can see the interviewee preview. So these are what are the message that we'll receive from the individual interviewee. It will come out the date and then the time specific for that in the contractor. Okay, and then the venue. They will receive, individual will receive this email. Okay, so if you confirm, okay, you can just click again. If you confirm, you can just if you want to see the interviewer preview. Yeah, so this one, it will send to the internal staff like BU, GCD, and the consultant. Okay, yeah, we call the tender clarification meeting. okay, and then this meeting date and time, the time with the tenderer, okay, and then the venue, okay. So yeah, this is a message that you can preview, and then if you want to send, you can let's say I go back to tender interview again. If you want to send, you can just click save and send, okay. If you click save and send, it will automatically send to all, okay. Yeah, so this tender interview normally is maybe the tender resubmission, only you need to use this function, okay. So okay, let's let's say that's all. You prepare this one, and then you can just click submit, okay, and then you can just click yes. Yeah, this is how to prepare the calling tender form.